Okay, so we're going to start on the 9th fret of your G to the 8th fret of your B, and then we'll go to the 11th fret of your B with like a quarter bend. And then we're going to go right back to the 8 of the B, to the 9 of the G. Now we're going to go to the 8th fret of your D, and we'll go 8, 11. And then we're going to go 9, 12 on your G. From there, we're going to go to the 9th fret of your high E, and we're going to slide it to the 10th fret. And then we'll go to the 12th fret of your B, and we'll go 12, 11, 12. And then we'll hit the 12 of the high E. Now we're going to jump down to the 11th fret of your D, and then to the 9 of the G, and then to the 8 of the B. Now here you kind of have an option. So you could hit the 12th fret of your B, or you could hit the 7th fret of your high E, whatever feels most comfortable to you. But where we're going right after that is the 10th fret. So, and we'll go to that 10th fret of the B, and we're going to give that a bend, and then we're going to pull it off to the 8th fret and come right back to the 10 and back to the 8. Or whatever feels comfortable. It's the same note, but okay, for the chords to the intro, we're going to start with the C chord, and that's going to get 2 beats. And then we're going to go to a C sharp diminished 7 chord, and that's also going to get 2 beats. And that's just the 2nd fret of your D, the 3rd fret of your G, the 2nd fret of your B, and the 3rd fret of your high E. And we're just going to strum those 4. Now we'll go to a G major, also for 2 beats. We're going to go to an E7, 2 beats. A7 for 2 beats, D7 for 2 beats, and then we end on G to the break. So the intro, we should have this. All right, now when it comes to the verse is going to kind of sit on a C7, and we're going to actually play that C7 for 3 measures. So you could do the little bass bounce on that C7, and that would sound really nice. Just kind of go from that 3rd fret of the A to the 3rd fret of the low E. That's a good little trick you could really use for this. So we're going to play 3 measures of the C7, and then we'll go to the G major. All right, now we're going to play 2 measures of the C7. And we'll go to the A7, 1 measure, and D7, 1 measure. Now the next part is the exact same as the first part. So we're just going to play the C7 for 3 measures and the G for 1 measure. And the very last part of the verse, we're kind of going to really go back to the intro. So we're going to play the C to the C sharp diminished 7, to the G, to the E7, to the A7, to the D7, to the G. So we'll have this for the last part of the verse. So altogether, the verse should sound like this. Now for the chorus, we're just going to stay on the G chord, and we're going to play that for 2 measures. And then we'll go to the A7 chord for 2 measures. We'll go to the D7 for 2 measures. And now we have another set of 2-beat chords. So we're going to go G for 2 beats. We're going to do a G sharp diminished 7. That's the exact same shape as we used for the C sharp. We're just going to move it up a fret, actually. So now it's the 3rd fret of your D, the 4th fret of your G, the 3rd fret of your B, and the 4th fret of your high E. So after the G sharp diminished 7, we're going to go to an A minor, and then to a D7. Those last 4 chords would sound like this. Now, right after those 4 chords, we're going to go back to the G for 2 measures and the A7 for 2 measures. So it's kind of like the verse. This part's just like the first part. So G, A7, and now we go back to the exact same intro chords we had. So we'll play the C sharp diminished 7, the G, the E7, the A7, the D7, and the G. Okay? So the entire chorus should sound like this. Now, the song structure goes right back to the verse and then right back to the chorus. So, that's just kind of rinse and repeat exactly what we just did. And then there's a bridge, and the bridge is kind of cool because it goes to this minor thing. So the bridge is going to go to E minor for 2 measures, and then B7 back to E minor. Now we're going to stay on that E minor chord, again for 2 more measures. And we'll go to A7 and then D7. Now there'll be some solos right after that bridge, and those solos are played over the verse chords. And then what the song's going to do is it's going to modulate up a half step. So at the end of that solo section, they're going to play an E flat 7 chord. And that's kind of the Q chord that we're modulating. So we'll play this E flat 7 here. And now we got to take everything up a half step. So we're going to go and play the chorus up a half step. So instead of G, G being here, now we're going to play A flat. So we've got an A flat chord to start, and we'll play that for 2 measures. And now we'll go to a B flat 7. And now we'll go to an E flat 7. Okay, and now we have the 4 chord section again. So we just got to change it up a little bit. So we have the A flat. We have an A diminished 7. We're going to play that with the same shape we've been playing, okay? So we're just going to move that. And so now it's the 4th fret of the D, the 5th fret of the G, the 4th fret of the B, and the 5th fret of the high E. Okay? And now we'll go to B flat minor and to E flat 7. So those 4 chords. Just like how we did before, we're going to go right back to how we started the chorus. We'll play the A flat for 2 measures. We'll play the B flat 7 for 2 measures. So far the chorus should sound like this. Now, the very last part of the song is just like the intro, but we've got to take it up a half step. So we're going to start on D flat major. We'll We're going to play that right there, barred on the 4th fret. And then we're going to go to D diminished 7. This is a new shape. We're going to do this a little bit different. It kind of flows a little bit easier. So right there we'll have the 5th fret of your A, the 6th fret of your D, the 4th fret of your G, and the 6th fret of your B. And we're just going to play the middle 4 strings for that shape, okay? So D flat, D diminished 7, back to our A flat, and then we're going to go F7, and then we'll go B flat 7, E flat 7, A flat. And that should sound like this. Now the song will end on an A flat chord, and it's going to be an A flat 6. So what we'll do is we'll play an A flat like this. Think about your old trusty beginner F chord, right? We're just moving that up into the 4th fret. And then what we're going to do is add our pinky to the 6th fret of that B string. That's the 6 of an A flat. So we'll play like that, and we have an A flat 6 chord to end the song on. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'll see you next time. Thanks.